God and said, I don't know what's going on. I was stopped by the AGOME with this woman in a very dark place. And the second time, I saw her on the gallery with the same woman. So I was very surprised.
Why do you think made AGOME to come down now?
Because he noticed the relationship with her, with the lady over there, is no more existing the same way here.
Later, when his expectations of marriage did not work out the way he had planned, he seemed to realize the error of his ways in his abuse of the position entrusted him for selfish motives. He came back begging for forgiveness.
Please, my brothers and sisters, I am here this morning to apologize for my unruly attitude, the embarrassment I've caused the whole disciples. I'm here to apologize. I have learned my lesson. I've learned a lot of lessons. My naughtiness, pride, arrogance, especially to the man of God, I've offended many disciples, not many, everybody, in different ways. But I have come this morning to say, please, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. We cannot outgrow the need for our mentor. I've learned my lesson.
Despite the offense, AGOME was forgiven and accepted back into the Synagogue Church of All Nations. However, his deception was soon forced to reveal itself again, which led to his final desertion of the ministry. Upon leaving, he began to circulate outrageous lies.
Luke 6 verse 45. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of.
The miracles he did, the whole thing is stage managed and faked. It's faked. I supervise everything for years. I know everything that happens.
Come out if you're suffering from cancer of any part of the body.
We have the emergency section.
Here is the emergency section of the Synagogue Church of All Nations.
They are being trained by medical doctors. Any cancerous situation, they send them away. Then, people that had ordinary wounds that can heal will bring them in to present as cancer.
Listen carefully on how Mr. Paul said that any persons with cancerous situations, they would send them away, and people that had ordinary wounds that can heal, they would be brought in. To contradict Mr. Paul's fallacies, here is a man who was brought to Synagogue Church of All Nations with cancer of the buttocks. His condition had deteriorated to an extent that maggots were eating his flesh away, and flies could be seen hovering over the open wound. Can we say that this is an ordinary wound? Here we can see Mr. Paul, who was downplaying the extreme cases of cancer he used to witness, and not only witness, he would also partake in praying along with senior prophet TB Joshua.
Any cancerous situation, they send them away. Then, people that had ordinary wounds that can heal will bring them in to present as cancer. The miracles he did, the whole thing is stage managed and faked. It's faked.
As you have listened carefully to Mr. Paul, he claims that every miracle that took place at the Synagogue Church of All Nations was stage managed and fake. But yet again, here is Mr. Paul at the emergency section of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, praying along with Senior Prophet TB Joshua. Instantly, look at what happens. Pus just bursted and started to ooze out of the man's leg. Can this be staged, as Mr. Paul claims?
The so-called miracles of what we call miracle of crippled people. I bought 4 wheelchairs for TB Joshua in the church. What we call miracles of cripple healing, like that of Mr. Maxwell EJ, that wheelchair was bought by me. Maxwell EJ got drunk, and when he was stepping down from his story building, he fell off and hit his waist.
Upon hearing the blasphemous lies that Mr. Paul was circulating, Mr. EJ came forth to testify to the goodness of God in his life through Senior Prophet TB Joshua.
My name is Maxwell EJ, and this is my wife standing by my side. What brought me here in 2000, the year 2000, January, I was paralyzed. I work with UTC Engineering. So my company took me to UCH Ibadan. From UCH, after spending sometimes they now discover that my sickness is not what they can handle. And I decided they should take me to Ijabibu to a native doctor. And I said, no, then I cannot walk. My people provided me with a wheelchair. On the way to Ijabibu, I said no. There's a church I used to watch on television. Synagogue Church of All Nations, that they should take me there. So from there, from Ibadan, they brought me to Lagos with my wheelchair and my company vehicle that we used to come. And I went to Festac where my in-law stayed because she worshiped here. Then, through how I was able to see a man of God, I received my healing through the help of a man of God.
My name is Joy EJ, Mrs. Joy EJ Maxwell, the man standing by my side. He's my husband. So someone said he bought a wheelchair for him. The wheelchair is not bought for him by any other person, by his colleagues in the working place. So I'm here. I'm surprised to hear that Mr. AGOME is the one that provided him with the wheelchair. May God forgive AGOME for what he said, because since 9 years now, I and my husband and my children, we are living to the glory of God.
May God forgive him for all he has been said. May God forgive him.
Here is Mr. Paul blatantly denying the miracles that would take place at the Synagogue Church of All Nations. But here is the same Mr. Paul years earlier sharing on what had brought him to the Synagogue Church of All Nations in the very first place.
My auntie, my uncle's wife, how God used my father, Prophet TB Joshua, to heal her of severe palpitation of the heart and high blood pressure. So she came back and told me, and told my uncle, I said, let us go. And since I came, I saw the truth, and I kept following him.
You have just heard these two contradictory statements. A man who said it was the truth of the miracles that had brought him to the Synagogue Church of All Nations is now denying the very miracles which had convinced him in the first place.
What am I seeing? What am I watching? These people with cancers and growths just being vulnerable and desperate.
Miracles. Help my brother! Help my brother, man of God!
people I saw on the videos, they were real. Their ailments, their sicknesses, their suffering was evidently real. And then there were these incredible documented healings.
I saw a lady with breast cancer, and then a few days later the wound had healed, and everyone is just in awe.
I was like, what? How is that possible? How is that happening?
At one of the congregations of the Scowen branches, Mr. Paul can be seen proclaiming the good news of God Almighty from his 10 years of experience at the Synagogue Church of All Nations.
Please, what I'm saying is not I had, or it's like I'm telling you I'm a witness. I'm telling you what I've been seeing for the past 10 years. If he comes here, oh, you will know that if you meet an anointed man, you are blessed. If you meet you, you are blessed. If you pass him, you are blessed. If he passes you, you are blessed. As for me personally, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. I'm going to shout from that blessing. I'm not out of blessing. Me, I still need more of blessing from him. So you can imagine if I say he's coming with a lot of blessings, with the host of heaven, with the angels of heaven to visit you, and I'm saying I want to partake from your own blessings. That means I know what I'm saying. I'm not just talking. I'm talking out of experience.
Can this be the very same man who came to the Scowen because of the miracles he witnessed in his family and also testified of the miracles he saw for the past 10 years of his life? Now, he is denying that these miracles he used to witness ever existed. What should our response then be to such a man with dubious, inconsistent fallacies and selfish ambitions?
I'm here to apologize. I have learned my lesson. I've learned a lot of lessons. My naughtiness, pride, arrogance, especially to the man of God.
To be candid, I've never seen any crippled person that was healed in Synagogue Church.
Here is Bisola Johnson, one of the interviewees of the BBC documentary. Listen carefully as she shares on how she went to the Synagogue Church of All Nations.
What brought you initially to this church and what God saved you from?
God saved me from spirit of death, because before, every time I always think of death. I always dream of death. Even when I was walking, anytime I'm in a position and I have a terrible dream, they always demote me or something always happens. I've tried 7 times to get married. It doesn't work out. I've even used money in buying people. It doesn't work out.
This is a stark contradiction of her former tale that she had merely come to the Synagogue Church of All Nations after her family were recovering from a fire outbreak.
Sometime 14 years ago, close to 14 years ago, I came to the Synagogue Church. At this time, my family just recovered from a fire outbreak in our home. And at that particular time, it's like we needed God and we needed help, actually. My father's friend introduced him to the Synagogue Church, mainly because of my father's malignant sickness.
The second time, Bisola said that she went to the Synagogue Church of All Nations after her family was recovering from a fire outbreak, and that her father was suffering from a malignancy sickness. What could be the reason why Bisola was creating such blatant lies?